Just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's going to tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
So one of you mentioned it in the previous video. Oh yeah, then you go coffee badging. What? So I looked it up. I got a couple minutes. Why the hell not? Why not keep up with the vernacular of the up-and-coming generation? Coffee badge. Wikipedia entry. In human resources. Oh, did you come up with a term there, HR ladies? Coffee badging refers to the act of employees going to the office after clocking in for a brief period, typically long enough to grab a coffee before departing to work from elsewhere. I wonder if that's a them problem or a you problem. So they can work from elsewhere, huh? Oh. This is done to fulfill office attendance requirements by hybrid and remote workers, which arose following the return to in-person work following the disease. To this day, man, the fact it took a disease to slap you dumbass Americans across the face and make you wake the fuck up and realize you didn't have to be working, you didn't have to be commuting. and that there's I read an article today, there's evidence that the corpos are losing and the workers are winning this one. We're like, no, we're not coming in. Hey, we did it for like 2 years, right? 2 years we were able to work, right? No, we're not coming back in. Go fuck yourself. That's not corporate family values. Coffee badging highlights that employers struggle with attractive, productive, and stress-free office environments where employees willingly gather and reflect. Did you look at, let's read that again. Coffee badging highlights that employers struggle with attractive, productive, and stress-free office environments. That is not what it is, the pissing away of time on a commute. Brought about by you guys. Well, first, unnecessarily requiring people to commute. It's not required, okay? But where you guys, for whatever reason, insist people have to work at a physical location, typically in a high rent district, but you're also not going to pay your employees a sensible enough salary where they don't have an hour and a half one-way commute. Oh my God. The little socialist, little Putians, is that what it's called? Little Frankenstein monsters, who taught not to work and be entitled. For once, they're standing up for themselves and saying, no, we're not commuting. And once again, you misdiagnosed the problem. Coffee badging highlights that employers struggle with attractive, productive, and stress-free office environments where employees willingly gather. No one wants to. You want them to show up, pay them more. How's that? But get some corporate housing so they can not commute. Where employees willingly gather and reflects an erosion of trust between employees and their employers. Coffee badging has been described as a challenge to organic office participants. What bullshit words are you? Look at how they want to take themselves so seriously in HR. Organic office participation. Fuck you. Coffee badging has been criticized for incentivizing participation over productivity, contributing to empty office space. Coffee badging has been criticized for incentive. How does someone going in and just get their and badge and go back home? How does that incentivize participation over product? Well, I mean, the act is a waste of time. They still got to commute, go down, they go back home. In a world where you just rolled over in bed, fired up your laptop, and started working. What if that might be more? But no, you guys got your studies. Well, you got your studies. How about you see? You got to find the right person. Well, I guess you better find the right person then. Contribute to empty office space. Oh, nosies, not the empty office space. Oh, nosies, not you commercial real estate developers, bro. Losing your fucking money. Oh, that'd just be horrible if those were sold for pennies on the dollars and then they were renovated into housing, slightly alleviating the housing shortage. That would just be horrible for you assholes. I mean, I'm sounding like a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. It's profit. Some assets go in and out of favor and they need to be repurposed. There it is. It's those coffee badgers that are preventing my commercial real estate portfolio from achieving $8 billion this quarter. The term was coined on June 2023 by Owl Labs in a workforce management report. Workforce management. They actually have that as a subdivision of a study. Workforce management is a study. Here's an article from CNBC. From quiet quitting to coffee badging. This came out today. Oh, maybe that's why you recommended it. Why employees are less interested in work. Oh my God. Nobody is interested in work. No one. Even the girl bosses who fake the rah-rah Sheryl Sandberg girl boss bullshit. Even they, after the first week of realizing it's actual real boring tedium and, well, work, nobody likes it. After mostly trending up for years, workplace engagement has flatlined. Oh, well, I love how you're going to measure that. The latest system of this detachment is coffee badging. In part, workers are feeling tapped out and don't want to spend any more time at the office than they already do, research shows. Some workers are phoning it in, and it shows. After mostly trending up for years, workplace engagement has flatlined. Now only 1/3 of full and part-time employees are engaged in their work and workplace, while roughly 50% are not engaged, reflected in the evolution of quiet quitting, and the rest of another 16% are actively disengaged. I'd like to meet those guys. I like to meet them. They go to work and fuck shit up. According to the 2023 Gallup poll released earlier this year. To be sure, quiet quitting or coasting has become a sign of the post-pandemic times, some experts say, with more employees trying to do the least they can to get away with without drawing the attention of a boss or a manager. It's always been that way. You don't pay people enough for them to give a damn, and you have absurd education requirements, and you unnecessarily require them to commute. Go fuck yourselves. Are we going to talk about this another decade to try and figure out the key to employee engagement? I would say employee retention and employee productivity. Is this another Scooby-Doo mystery you MBAs can't figure out? The latest example of this detachment is coffee badging. Coffee badging is the practice of going into the office for a few hours to show face, which could entail coffee with coworkers or sitting in on a work meeting, but then leaving to work remotely. Why are you having to come in at all? You want to waste people's time. More than half, 58% of hybrid employees admitted to checking in at the office and then promptly checking out, according to 2023 survey by Owl Labs, a company that makes video conferencing devices. Employees have become accustomed to the flexibility of working from home and realize just how much they're getting fucked in the ass. Oh, I'm sorry. And may only come to the office when absolutely necessary, said Dave Satterwhite, CEO of Cronus, a software firm focused on improving employee engagement. Was it spyware, you mean? It's just too hard to put that genie back in the bottle. You should have, the second the internet was there, we could start emailing documents, you should have let everyone be free. Roger Hall, a business psychologist, which is a completely made-up bullshit thing, based in Boise, Idaho, says this latest trend comes as no surprise, especially considering how much easier it has become to work virtually and how many employees feel disengaged. Anytime there's an accountability method that is easy to circumvent, human beings will circumvent the accountability, he said. Workers are too distracted to work. In part, there is a fatigue that is accelerates as the disease from being increasingly connected to work, Hall also said. Every time an email or text comes in, we get a ding. Almost 50% of workers are distracted at least once every half hour, according to the new study. Yeah, by meetings, right? Coworkers and bosses said unily, nearly a third are distracted at least once every 15 minutes. This is, I hope white collar work goes not necessarily away, but goes to the level it needs to be at to run the rest of the economy. Like white collar work is kind of like the nervous system. You need it, but it ain't the muscle and the bones. I would love it when white collar work, just all this petty office politics bullshit is unnecessary white collar work. It is just so not needed. At the end of the day, our brain is tapped out, Hall said. The result is that we are less productive. That has taken a hit. Yeah, is the commute going to be mentioned at all in this? No. Non-engaged or actively disengaged employees account for approximately $1.9 trillion in lost productivity nationwide, Gallup found. Well, don't pay them more. Whatever you don't pay them more. Workers don't want to spend more time at the office. This is a shot. This is bold. Did you know? Thank God the people at CNBC told us this. The issue isn't just about employees badging in and out. It's about what drives this lack of motivation and interest, Satterwhite said. Research shows that employees are more engaged when they have opportunities for development, learning, mentorship, and career pathing. You know, yeah. What about money? Without these, coffee badging is just a symptom of a deeper problem. Work-life balance. 37% of workers say they now consider quitting if their employer expected them to spend more time in the office. 39% working from home is non-negotiable. Awesome. Outstanding. Outstanding. Glad to see you guys are all standing up to it. Fuck these people. Any super chats? We got 2. Alex Bettino. Alex doesn't, well, Alex does nothing but commute for his work. That's all he does is commute. $5 from Alex Bettino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field. Coffee badging. I just drink the Pilot cheap coffee and it's good, even their cold brew. Is the Pilot coffee good? I bet you that was a real issue for decades for truck drivers, just kind of that crap coffee at gas stations. Nick Gilbert, $10. Why don't companies convert their office buildings to apartment buildings? Because they're stupid. There really is no reason for it. Now, there are significant renovation costs that would come with that. There is that. But go look at what's happening to downtown skyscraper prices in San Francisco. We could go build a big old dam in the desert, the Hoover Dam, but we can't convert. The excuses I got, well, you see, you don't understand. We can't, there's a lot of, fuck you. Stop being a modern day pussy American and become an old school American and figure out a way to do it. They could keep their buildings, make money off of them by renting, and workers can be remote. Everybody wins. It's about control. Yep, it is. It is. I didn't think it would always be that petty, but it is. I'd be like, wait, how much do we got to pay for rent? What I don't get. If I own the building, fine. That'd be one thing. I'd want office workers. But if I'm leasing the building, which a lot of corporations do, and you then require employees to come in, why don't you save so much on rent? IBM, to their credit, years ago said, get out of here. They were saving I remember it was over several years, but they saved $1.8 billion in lease costs. MBAs and business leaders aren't that smart. That may shock you, but they are not that smart. They are stupid. All right, that's it. For those of you who don't want to deal with this petulant little arguments that the white collar workers of the world have to endure, may I recommend you look into becoming an accountant? I have a link to my latest course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. If any of you were interested, you got a lot of questions about accounting careers, that is open for enrollment. Yes, you will have to work in your office buildings. Yes, you will have to commute. Oh, hang on, of course. I don't have time. I just don't have time. I don't have time. Anyway, link below. And then after a couple of years working for some, and then you can work remote because everything accounting is online now. There you go. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.